Friday, welcome back. Yes, we are back in Boise. Sorry we missed last week. We were at ETH Denver, had an exciting time, but we'll get into that in just a second. But hey, I want to find out who's all here today and how's your week been going so far. So right off the bat, we see Mom here. It says, Hope Giver is a new YouTube member. So thank you, Mom, for becoming a member. Join us on this crazy journey here. Said, I am waiting. Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm on time, or close to on time. It's pretty good for me. And we got Jay Steen backstage. Jay Steen, brother, how you doing, my man? Good to see you, buddy. Or not backstage, but out there in the audience. Love it. And Wild Ace says, hi, guys. I'm lurking for a little bit. Uh-oh, we're lurking. Mom's watching. We got to be good. So, how's everybody's week been so far? Let me know what's going on in your week. What's the most exciting news you had going that you missed sharing last Friday? I'd love to find out because I was off running all over the place. It was crazy. And we'll get into that in just a second. But as you know, it's Friday night. So, parties at my house. Where we're going to go down this rabbit hole, we don't really know. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So, my recommendation, hit the bar. Fix yourself a drink. Better yet, make it two. We're going to be here a while. Leave your shoes at the door. Grab your snacks, your cookies, your candies, whatever you got. We got Old Faithful, and unfortunately, the Girl Scout crack is on the loose. So, yeah, we got some Thin Mints. Anybody else have a problem with the Girl Scouts? I mean, how do you say no to these little girls come up? Excuse me, sir, would you buy some cookies? It's like, I love the cookies, and you're so cute. I can't say no. It's evil. It really is evil. It's a marketing point. I'm here to bring the bad news. Oh, great. Yeah, bad news. I think there's a lot of bad news going around. And, in fact, that's kind of why we picked the topic tonight. And we'll get into that in just a second, as usual. Thanks, I love it. My wife has 2 boxes of Thin Mints sitting in the fridge right now. Ooh, Thin Mints in the fridge. That's the good stuff. Yeah, you put those things in the fridge, they are awesome. I swear, there should be a warning label on these boxes. It's just not okay. So anyway, okay, so we got through that. Now, we're going to go through just a quick bit of crypto information because, as you guys know, the markets are kind of crazy. I mean, they go up, then they go down, then they go up, and they go down. People really have no idea what the hell is going on. And to be honest, nobody does. We're all kind of sitting back going, what the hell is happening? But we're going to have some inside information from you, or for you. Wow, words are tough today. Obviously, I'm a little rusty. I skipped a week. Because, believe it or not, we've already talked about exactly what was going to happen, or what is happening right now, almost a year ago. That's right. We already shared this information. A few weeks ago, we shared the chart, what it's going to look like. So today, after we get through these couple things, we're going to bring Sai up here, and he's going to break it down for us. For anybody who hasn't been paying attention, or maybe didn't think this was going to happen, well, it's happening. Just like it was predicted, just like it was explained. So we're going to cover that again for you, and let you know kind of what to plan for today, and what to look forward to tomorrow. So, first thing I want to let you guys know, ETH Denver, it was awesome. Absolutely amazing. And got to meet a lot of awesome people. In fact, I got a few pictures for you of some of the people who were there. And so when we're at ETH Denver here, you can see right there I was with Toki Busa. Oh, let me move the comments. Sorry, my bad. Hide that. I followed the episode on February 29th, 2024, Rags to Riches here. Exactly. There you go, Sai. So ETH Denver was my first major event. Now I got to hang out with Toki Busa, who you guys know and love from our channel. Action Crypto right there. And then, oh my God, I just lost my notes. I don't want to say her name wrong. Corey, thank you. I was going to say Jory. So Corey up here from the Genzio and the entire Genzio team. Now they were absolutely awesome the entire time. And in fact, if you look here on the Genzio table, you see what happens to be scattered across the top of that table? That's right, little ducks. Because the entire time, they were promoting Down Home Crypto and Project Duck Depression. They had business cards right here for our channel and our community, and they were giving ducks out to everybody. So it was absolutely a great time, and I'm going to give a super huge shout out to Corey for actually putting the ducks out and making sure everybody got them. But no matter where you went, you kept running into ducks. We kind of made sure of that. In fact, if you look here at Wild Angel while she's sitting at ETH Denver, working hard on her Builder class, look at that. Ducks across the table. So no matter where you went, you were finding ducks from Project Duck Depression. And I know I sent a whole bunch over to Rose, and I'm sure we're going to see pictures of that shortly. And I still got to send her some more pictures. So Rose, if you're out there, I still got more to send you. I will get that done for you. Yes, ducks. Irreverent Nexus. Yes, I love the ducks. Let's see. Quack. I'm trying to get caught up on the comments. Exactly. Yeah, we had ducks everywhere, buddy. We drop off a ton of ducks to a local shop we frequent because they told us they were out. So they brought some of their own with whom to hide around the store. I love it. Well, if you check out the bag right there next to Wild Angel, that bag was mostly full of ducks when we left. As you can see, time we got back, they were gone. There were no ducks left. We left the last ones sitting out there on the Genzio table, and they took the rest of them. So it was absolutely a great time. Now, while we were in East Denver, go back to my... Let me take that off. Okay. Now, when I was at East Denver, I was able to connect with a lot of great people. I met Peter Varga with Crank. Walked around with him for a good half a day. I went to a couple different events. Talked to a lot of different project founders. People like Dylan, of course, was there from Rogue Evolution. And even got one of the toys. I'll tell you about that in a sec. But I was able to run into the Deep Network. Now, I shared this link that they are selling these. The last final sale for the original Deep is happening right now. And there's only one batch left. And so, somewhere, where is it? I lost it. Okay. Anyway, if you want to know more about the Deep Network, definitely reach out to me, or you can check the link that I put in the Down Home Crypto Discord. But what I really wanted to show you about this, that... wow, trying to do 3 things at once. Sorry. Is the device itself. Now, I was able to stand there with the founders and tear into this device. And we spent a good 30 minutes talking about it. Now, unlike a lot of your edge computing devices, that it's just that. That's all you get is this device. Okay, so the Deep device really impressed me on a couple factors. First of all is its connections. You've got 2 fiber optic ports, 2 2.5 gigabyte LAN ports, 2 USB 4.0, HDMI, and USBs. Okay, pretty cool layout. But what's truly unique about this device is it can actually be expanded. So inside there are up to 4 NVMe slots. There are 2 RAM slots, so it can handle up to 8 terabytes of NVMe data, 2 terabytes per slot, and up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, as well as a GPU slot. So for me, that was really cool. And the founder told me straight up that, hey, if something goes wrong, if the Deep protocol doesn't work, you can absolutely flash this into a mini PC and use it that way. Okay, so not a problem there. It's not like a lot of the devices, for instance, like the Aether Edge that I've got behind me. If for some reason Aether Edge goes down or it doesn't work, there's nothing I can do with that box back there. It's programmed solely for Aether. The Deep Network, now you can flash it, put Windows on it, and away you go. So I was really impressed with that. I really liked what they were doing there. And if you want to learn more, definitely reach out to me and I'll share my information. I have written to the founders to ask them to do an AMA because I would love to bring them on and I'd love to talk about it more and find out exactly what they're building in their connections. But I highly recommend, if it's something you're interested in, go out, check out the Deep Network. And I can tell you that right now on Helium Deploy, they're running for $1,100, down from $1,324. If you want to check it out, I'll throw a link in the chat down there. But always do your own research. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. That's just one that I was really excited about. A lot of different things going on out there, but I don't want to just fill this up with what happened to Youth Denver. But I do want to tell you about one other amazing opportunity I got, and I hope that they're out there. So Ashley, Seeley, I hope you guys are watching right now, because we actually got to go spend the evening with Ashley and her family. That's right. So right here is myself and Wild Angel with Ashley, the girls, even with Seeley down here. That was an amazing event. I love it. And I was lucky enough to bring home 3 gifts from Mr. Seeley himself. That's right. We got 3 new ducks to add to the Down Home Crypto Studio. And they're sitting right back here on my personal shelf of special things. They're sitting next to my children's gifts they've got me, the Space Needle from Deep in Denver, or Seattle Deep in Day. And it's just one more thing. So it was so cool to be able to go out and meet the community and get to know them. And I was hoping Wild Angel had her computer fixed, but she's having tech issues, so she'll have to come in later and tell us about it. But either way, I want to say thank you to Ashley, to Phil, to the girls, to Seeley, to everybody for allowing us to come into your home and spend an evening with you. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, let's see. Next thing. Let's see. 2 pieces of quick information. The Crank Network. If you guys are involved in that, they just bridged the Crank token over to the Solana network. Definitely jump to the Crank Discord if you want to find out more about that. There is a liquidity pool over on Radium in which you can put it in. I think it's 25.25% for fees. But they are bridging. They are growing. And I got to spend some time with Peter, and I got to see kind of who he was talking to. And between me, you, and the bedpost, he was spending an extra little bit of time with Deefy. If you haven't heard of Deefy, go check him out. But you might keep an eye on it because they continue to grow and continue to build. So, sorry, I got my microphone right in front of my screen. It's like, wow, I am so disorganized. Let's see, did I miss anything so far? Nope, I got ducks, I got that. Okay, next thing is Nodecoin. Now, remember we had the Nodecoin airdrop about a month and a half ago. And I told you then, if you did your airdrop, collected it through the OKX wallet, there would be a future airdrop. Well, they just did the future airdrop yesterday. I know I got about $15. So it's one of those... Oh, there she is. If you did claim your node coins through OKX, go check your wallet out. You might have a few bucks lying around there. So that's about the crash course on the deep in world and the crypto world. It's kind of a mess right now. But there she is herself, Miss Wild Angel. How you doing, there?
Hi, guys. We're winging tech. I'm doing this on my phone.
I can tell. You got like the whole bookcase behind you.
Well, it's probably the most benign spot I could go. There we go. How about that?
That's a little better. It's a little better. So yes, Wild Angel, I was just telling them about our evening with Ashley and her family.
Oh, it was so cool to see Ashley and the kids, and Sealy, he's so sweet. But yeah, Phil was great too. I loved hearing some of his stories about England, and it was cool. Ashley's emotional support dumpster fire.
So what exactly is that? And tell us how somebody else can get their own dumpster fire if they want one.
Well, this little guy, Ashley's always got so much going on. And there's always with Celie and his medical issues and the girls and some of their issues. I wanted her to know that I was there as support regardless. And so I made her this little dumpster fire because she's actually made a comment in the past that her life felt like a dumpster fire because something was always on
Mine
fire. And so his sign says, "It's okay. I'm okay. Everything will be okay." Just as a little reminder for her that it will all be okay eventually. And if somebody wants one of these little guys, shoot me a DM or leave a message in the Dreaming Dragon thread on the Discord channel. And I will make you one. And you can even pick your color.
Perfect. Pick the color of your own personal fire. I like that.
Right. Pick your dumpster color. We all
there you
have
go.
Our favorites. Hi, I just got a visitor.
Hi, Kitty. Hi, Joey.
Say hi, Joey. Yeah, he decided to hop up on my lap. Come here.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, Wild Angel, being your first major event, like ETH Denver, what really stood out to you? And why should people go?
The people were so friendly. Sorry.
Yep. There goes the cat.
The people, right. The people were so friendly. And in Camp Biddle, I got way over my head in the coding on the engineer side. I mean, to the point I was in tears. I was so overwhelmed. And all they said is, yeah, there's not quite so technical upstairs. You might want to try that. And I kind of caught the design bug a little bit with dealing with Figma and getting in there. So we're going to give it a little more of a shot. But the people were so friendly. Everybody, you had something in common with everybody because we're all in this space. And we're all frustrated with a lot of the same things. So I actually have a D20 with ETH downsides. So it's kind of cool.
Nice. Dan, how you doing? Says, can't be here tonight. I thought it would be remodeling the kitchen and it's loud. Serenity, I might need you to double check this electrical work. Absolutely, buddy. Yeah, shoot me some pictures. DM me. We'll get on a chat and I will totally walk through it. Whatever you got, brother. And don't forget to like the video. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Yes, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and show up every Friday, because we're going to be here in West. We're out gallivanting around, causing trouble. And no, we did not get arrested. Yes, we got to spend some amazing time with Smiley Girl. That was awesome.
Yes, that was fabulous. Oh, I have to send her golden spork.
Oh.
It's on your shelf.
That one?
Yes. Well, I've got one in here still in its packaging, but we got a golden spork.
I don't even know. Yeah, we don't want to know.
Well, think about it. It was hosted by Spork Dow.
Right.
Hence the golden spork.
Why they chose a spork, I don't know, and I could think of a lot of things, but I won't ask that.
I have no idea.
But anyway, before we go down the rabbit hole, does anybody have any questions of things you want to talk about before we dive into the crypto world and then down the crazy story for tonight and adventure? If so, let me know in the chat. Now, Wild Angel, you also won a free toy, just like I did while we were there.
Yeah, I got a Skynet. I got a little spaceship.
Skynet.
Okay. Skynet.
It's not Terminator.
SkyX.
Yes. Check that out. And yes, it is like a little spaceship. She keeps going to her spaceship. So
reminds me of the one in MIB. They get the little spaceship. Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Okay, SkyX. For some reason I was stuck on Skynet.
I don't know. Yeah, it's the whole Terminator thing, but yeah, that's not too far off. But yes, we do have a Wild Angel SkyX up and set up, and I will be putting up a setup video here soon about this guy here. And I want to thank Rogue Evolution, because we were at the Deep End dinner, and my number was drawn, and I won one. So thank you. Yeah. And of course, Wild Angel went up. It's like, please, can I have one too? And four people didn't show up.
Have a spaceship? Yeah. So I got one.
Exactly.
Something else we had fun with at ETH Denver, and this is actually a project, it's out there, is the treasure hunts. We got challenges every day, and we can, I won 110 USD, Serenity only won 20. But it actually goes live 24/7 everywhere. You can get into it. I will have to have Serenity. I'll have to find the link. I think it's D Drops. They're a Dutch company. Serenity, you're talking and you're muted.
I hit the mute key, but I was on the other screen, so it didn't register. So there you go, guys. Yes, D Drops World. And I want to do a video on this and kind of break it down, but I want to really understand what's behind it. But there's a lot of things you can do with your mobile phone while you're driving around or just in your neighborhood. You can collect treasures, you can do shard quests. But at ETH Denver, they had challenges where go capture a video of a, not Oklahoma, Colorado flag. Yeah, pedal cab. We had street art, different things. And then once you did that, you collected a key. And then you'd use that key to collect your prize. And I got two $10 ones, and Wild Angel, her first one was $100, which was awesome. And then a $10 one. I think she cheated personally.
I was third place on the first one, turning it in. So
that's probably what it was early. But they do have this running constantly all over your neighborhood, so I would check it out if you happen to be out and about or just doing different things. What it's worth, I don't know yet. It's still very early in the process, but hey, it's worth taking a look at.
I actually met at the aquarium, got to meet one of the I think he's Dutch, designers of this system, and he was really sweet. He recognized me from one of our videos, and he approached me, and it was great. It was nice to meet somebody that was tied to it.
That is, and it was a great event, and I highly recommend, guys, if you get a chance to ever go to any of these events, you're not going there to get rich, but you are going there to make connections, to learn a little bit more, and oftentimes they give you a little bit more information at those events than they do out to the general populace. So getting in early, finding out what's going on a little bit sooner than everybody else can be very helpful, but also just understanding who's running these projects. You'll get to meet the founders face to face and really build that connection. And man, that's what I went for, is to make those connections and to get known out there. And there's a lot of projects I'd never even heard of. It was pretty intimidating, very overwhelming in a lot of ways.
It was. It was very overwhelming, especially Thursday, Friday, once the main event had opened. I will say the vendor hall, or the lack of a better word, vendor hall, we got so much t-shirts and sweatshirts, and it was crazy.
Lots of swag.
Repack suitcases. We made our big suitcase by a half a pound. If it had been a half a pound or 0.6 of a pound more, we would have had to pay an extra $100.
Exactly. And next says, how dare you, sir? I was told every conference I go to increase my net worth by at least $500 billion. Hey, I'm hoping so, buddy. I hope that you find that magical information that will make your net worth go up that much. Because you never know. And you never really know what kind of connections you're going to make or who you're really going to fall in line with. I was able to talk to a lot of great people, got a lot of kind of early information. Talked to the founder of D-Charge, of Deep, of DeFi, several of them. Got to hang out with Peter, which was cool. A lot of great people out there, but it's really about getting known in the space and finding out what's happening. So if you guys ever get a chance, I highly recommend go to those events in your area. And my understanding is there's going to be one in the fall over in Pennsylvania somewhere, where it sounds like we might be crashing Cyril's house. So I'm hoping so. Hopefully there's still Thin Mints in the fridge.
I know that I made a lot of connections in the design, some of the new designers. And so I really want to learn Figma over this next year and get involved in an early hackathon or build-a-thon project. I think that'll be great. I have a couple of my own ideas too. Absolutely.
Alpha says Figma's pretty interesting. I agree it is. And we got some updated news on Alpha we'll bring to you here in a sec, guys. And Nexus says, the libertarians say your network is your net worth. I used to think it was political horse manure. There's actually some capital truth. There is, absolutely. And, you know, I got to say, just being here at Down Home Crypto, you know, our network, who we have here in the family and the community, man, that's our net worth. And we've got everybody in this place who knows pretty much anything you want to know about the crypto space or even outside of the crypto space, whether it's electrical, just like Duff saying, hey, you got an electric problem, man, give me a call. We got BTK Radio, we got Crow, we got all these people with all these different skill sets. Now, of course, right now in the crypto space is where the hot topic is, because a lot of people are really wondering what the hell is going on. Straight up. It's like they say it's going to go through the roof, and it goes up, and it goes down. The next, it's insane. Well, guys, we told you about this over a year ago. BTK goes, what? Good to see you, BTK. Definitely needs some electrical advice. So I told him, he could DM me, we'll go through it, and you know, there's plenty of us to give advice in the community. So glad you're here, brother. Obviously, your ears are burning. But where was I? Oh, yes. So about a year ago, we told you this was going to happen. If you were paying attention to Rags to Riches, all of this was pre-discussed, already planned. We already knew it was going to occur. But the question a lot of people have is, what is going on today and what's going to happen tomorrow? So to give us a little breakdown and to remind us of what is happening and how money works, we're going to bring up Mr. Cyril Kier himself to break it down for us. How you doing, brother?
How's it going? How are you guys doing?
Hi, Cyril.
Doing good, my man. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Staying busy, just kind of, chuckling quietly to myself as the shit show goes down, but it's not like I didn't see it coming.
Right. Yeah, we talked about this for a long time ago in several weekly episodes. We kept telling people, and it's all coming to fruition.
Yeah. And it's simply a matter of cause and effect, right? If you understand how money flows, which is what I've been trying to hammer into everybody's head for the last, 2 years here now with your channel, is you need to understand money flow. As long as you understand that, you can play out any cause and effect that you want. And anytime new information pops up there, be like, all right, how is this going to affect the way money is going to flow, right? Pre-position yourself, and you can see how it's all going to happen.
Exactly. And now, lately things have been really crazy. I mean, a lot of people expected BTC to go through the roof, and then it fell back down. They're like, okay, but it's going to hit this resistance, going to bounce back. But was it 3 weeks ago now? We shared that chart, and you drew it out perfectly, and it's following the path. Sort of that one day that Trump did his whole announcement, everything went boop, bleh, went right back to where it's supposed to be.
That was a simple, quick movement of money, right? And when those sort of things happen, I like to basically delete them from the factor, right? Because it was so quick. There was no substance to it. It was simply a shift of money. From that, you ignore that, right? That whole tweet debacle, and it's following a normal chart curve, as long as you just ignore that day. But, anywho, the issue, right, a lot of fear regarding tariffs. You've been seeing a lot of news back and forth, a lot of posturing. But the issue ultimately boils down to, we have $7 trillion of debt that we need to pay in the next 6 months, right? As a nation. If we don't pay it, which really, does the U.S. actually pay the debt anyway? No. If you hold a treasury bond, they issue it in the form of another bond as your payment, essentially. So we would have to refinance it. The current administration does not want to refinance this debt at a 4% plus interest rate. The interest on that would be obscene, right? So the 10-year rate at one point this year was as high as 4.8%, I believe. Currently sitting a little over 4%, but we're gonna see that change, because how do you get the 10-year to come down? Markets have to show weakness in growth, right? And in order for their little Doge thing to be perceived as actually working, interest rates need to come down, right?
Right.
So the way to do that is you create like crazy uncertainty in the market, which they're doing right now via tariffs. Because what do people do when they're concerned about potential bearishness and shaky, uncertain futures in the stock market? They're going to sell them, and they move their money to the bond market, right? Which, think of it in terms of a staking pool in DeFi. If I'm emitting 1 million tokens, regardless of how many people are staked, the more people in there, the lower the interest rate is, right? The lower the APR is. Same thing here. You'll have to forgive me. I've actually been sick the last 2 days, but I promised I would be here, so I wanted to make sure I was here. So that's why I sound a little funny at the moment.
That's okay. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, no problem. So this money moves out of the stock market and it moves into the bond market, which causes the yield to go down on the 10-year bond. Now, why would they want that? Because when that fall is what you need in order to refinance the debt, and it gives the Fed the authority to lower rates, interest rates, right? Which continues to bring the yield down. So, although normally people would think, tariffs are going to be inflationary and the 10-year should be spiking, right? It's actually going down because it's also bringing so much uncertainty to the equities market that people are selling stocks far more than it should have been boosting the dollar, or boosting stocks with the tariffs, right?
Right.
So, yeah, it's causing this flood into the 10-year bonds as people try to park their money, which is going to cause interest rates to come down. So you're going to see a lot of blood in the markets over the next 3 months. You're going to see the Federal Reserve at their next FOMC meeting. I think it's in, what is it, in May? I don't know. Someone I have to go Google that. It pops up on my trading calendar when it's like a week out, right? So that's when I get my notification. But yeah, so they're most likely going to wind up doing a pretty sharp cut on the interest rates. I believe that the markets are going to try to price in a 50 basis point cut, and the Feds are going to surprise everyone with a 75 basis point cut.
Oh, wow.
Now,
that's huge.
Don't quote me on that. But if you understand how money flows, right, from the stocks into bonds, drop the interest rate, Feds are going to have to respond. They're going to have to. Because if the
Exactly.
bond is putting out less than the interest rate to use money, that's a problem. But then at FOMC, when they release that news, you're going to see a lot of money rush back into stocks and other assets, including speculative ones like crypto.
Okay, so that's when it's going to start going up originally. So until then, you're saying we're kind of on more or less a free fall right now.
That's what I believe, right?
Okay.
You know, I believe they are going to let a lot of pain hit the markets. You know, right now, Freddie Mac, which was responsible for $3.6 or $3.8 trillion of mortgages, their delinquency rates on multifamily units is at an all-time high.
Wow, and so the multifamily, that's the ones, that's like investors. It's not like people in their homes. That's the apartment buildings, things like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Single family homes are okay at the moment, but if you look at the trending over the non-farms payroll report, the job market is shrinking, and it is shrinking rapidly, which is going to cause what? Higher unemployment, which is going to cause what? It's going to cause delinquencies on mortgages, because most Americans barely even have 1 month of savings set aside, right?
Right. If that.
Which then causes what? It causes a crash of the housing market, right? I've already started seeing rental prices coming back down in my area.
Thank God.
You know,
I haven't yet. But I've seen a lot of empty houses.
Well, that's the other thing. You know, JP Morgan announced, what was it? I think it was last month. They announced that they're spinning up a subsidiary and getting into the rental industry.
Oh, really?
Yep, because it's a big bank and they own all of these homes that they've been parking on and leaving vacant to drive up prices. And that's what all these investment firms have been doing.
Okay. That would make a lot of sense. Now, I just ran into an article today. It was just posted. I want to get your input on this one, Cy. So there you go. Idaho, or right here in Boise, Governor Brad Little signed House Bill 40 into law Thursday, reducing income tax rates and expanding exemptions. The HB 40 will reduce the income tax rate on Idahoans from 5.695 to 5.3. It's the biggest income tax reduction in history, for Idaho at least.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the extent of that article?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd have to look up more of it, but I just ran across this just before we went live. I'm like, oh, I got to save that and share that with Cy.
Yeah, I would be interested in seeing more on House Bill 40, seeing kind of what it fully entails, because a lot of these news articles will tell you or word things in a certain way, right?
Okay.
To push their agenda, right? So I would want to see more about that before commenting on it.
Okay. And no, I respect that, but this is one of those, it's just a quick article I threw out there, and yeah, the largest in Idaho history. I was like, whoa, that's got to be significant, I would think. How it's going to affect or what it's going to affect, I really don't know. But I want to throw it to you. It's like, hey, what do you think, brother?
Right, because typically in a bill, they would specify where the intended effect of this is going to be extracted from, or where it's going to land, right? You know, okay, if you're doing a $253 million tax cut, what are you not funding with that next year, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's like, what are you doing with that? Where'd it go?
Right,
or where's it coming from?
So I think about those kinds of things, and I would want to know those kinds of things before, you know, commenting.
Okay. And no, that's fair. Yeah.
That Idaho has a large surplus at the moment. And so I know they were looking at cutting tax rates for what I do. And we're seeing the market level off and not grow so much. So we actually had to, our director and bureau chiefs were fighting to not decrease our tax rate for what I do. Because then it could potentially wreak havoc and much bigger than they're anticipating. So
yeah, That's and see, that's why you got to know all the details, right?
Right.
And that's why I personally believe that any kind of bonds, or I mean, any kind of bills, should only be a max of 15 pages. It must, on the first page, contain a clear and plain English summary of what it's proposing, and it
good
must
luck.
be restricted to a max of 2 writers.
Good luck. That's how they hide all these sneaky stuff in bills and yeah.
Which is exactly why I believe this is a necessary change.
Absolutely.
Agreed. And there was okay. I'm unmuted. There was one other piece of information, and I want to find out because this does directly affect Hope Giver and possibly some of you others. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Let me share my screen again. Where millions of Americans may get a Social Security boost and maybe a tax bill. So if I remember correctly, Hope Giver, I believe your Social Security dropped like last fall or something like that. It looks like they're going to be putting some of that back into place. Does anybody know more about this, or is this just something I'm throwing out there?
Well, I was gonna kind of wait since Nexus actually mentioned this in DM. You know, it's kind of you know, what was sitting there on my mind. So like, why don't you bring him on up here, because I would like him to share his take on that.
Absolutely,
I think it's important.
Perfect. I agree, and yes, I think so. Before we turn Nexus loose, because I know Nexus, I love you, brother, but man, we wind you up, set you loose, and there's no stopping you. So, Sai, anything else that we need to be aware of before on what's coming up before we turn Nexus loose here that you want to share?
Well, you know, just a reminder, the same thing I've been saying for the last 2 years now. If you're trying to buy stuff in crypto, I personally recommend sticking with BTC because it is finite. It is what they have been scooping up, right? And if you think about it logically, you know, I'm just putting the thought experiment out there, right? If I had a lot of a fiat that I knew was going to get intentionally thrashed, right, over the next coming years, I would want someplace finite where I could park it. But I don't necessarily trust something that other people could potentially have control over. I don't like the fact that the general public owns a certain amount of this. Right.
Right.
I'm sure the clever among you can put the dots together, what I'm kind of talking about, right? But when everyone else is selling, right, they're happy to sit and take the beating and then buy it up for pennies on the dollar.
Right.
That way they have major ownership.
Exactly. Now, one question I want to ask you, Sai, is, you can get BTC in a lot of different wrapped forms. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, as I'm sure Nexus will point out, WBTC is good, as you know, it is fairly secure. I personally would recommend real BTC on BTC network. You know, make sure that because that can be a little bit above the technical know-how of most people in DeFi at first. You know, getting involved on the actual Bitcoin network.
WBTC is like the best of a bad batch.
Yes. That's it. If you have to hold it within DeFi, then WBTC is okay. Personally, I would say keep it in real BTC.
Okay. And that's what I want to check on. So, Nexus, before I wind you up, because I'm going to wind you up and cut you loose here, brother. But let's get everybody up here.
I just want you to know I can stay on topic, but please go on.
No, you can't. Look, you just did. Love it. This is what I love about Friday. Man, we always have so much fun. But I want to bring everybody else back here because we got a few people hiding backstage waiting to join the party. So let's bring them up here and let's get into this. Let's have some fun. So, of course, it's not a party without more beautiful women. None other Miss Smiley Girl herself. How you doing, Smiley?
Hello. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing Friday?
I'm very well, thank you.
Awesome.
Happy to be here.
It was
Hey,
so
we're happy
great
to have you.
actually be able to give you a hug. It was like amazing. You should have saw her. She saw Serenity. She squealed and came running across the hotel lobby. It was epic. Everybody was looking at her like, what the hell? It was great.
That's
It was
I think I
because
squealed too.
the whole hotel
so
was full
smiley.
of crypto bros, and I was like one of the very few girls in the room.
Right.
So when I squealed, they all heads went whoop.
It
Like,
did.
what is that? But they were all like just sitting around, like pretending they're really cool. I'm so not cool, and I don't care.
Nope. Me neither.
You're
Yeah.
just so perfectly you, Smiley. You
Oh,
are
thank you.
exactly what I expected. So
Well, thank you. You guys were awesome, and I really appreciated everything. You guys are so sweet and caring, and drove me around and introduced me to everybody, and the gifts. Oh my gosh, I just had a great time. Thank you.
By the way, Smiley, Hope Giver is in the audience. She did see the video that I took of you opening packages, but she asked me yesterday, "Is like, so does she really like it? Do you think she'll wear it? I mean, what do you want to say?"
Of course. I've got a gazillion shirts, and right now I have my Rogue Evolution shirt on, and I know I'm probably supposed to save it for special events, but I wear all my shirts. I like them.
Perfect. Okay, there you go, Mom.
Hope Giver. Thank you. I appreciate everything. I wrote to her too, but I just want to tell
Okay.
her on the camera. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, 'cause she worries about that. It's like, well, I made it, and I don't know. Does she really like it? Yes,
Oh
Mom.
my
She loved
gosh.
it.
Oh my gosh, I have a towel now that says I grate my own cheese.
Love it.
That's epic.
I love it. Okay, so next thing, and I have not forgotten about you, Nexus. So don't worry, man. You keep winding that spring. I'm going to turn you loose in a sec. But
I'm losing it over here. Keep going though. Keep going. Keep going.
it's like, oh my god, I gotta ball out.
I love the awesomeness.
I lost it. Where is it? There it is. Nope, I lost it. Where?
now what'd you lose?
I said I lost the pictures. Damn it.
He
So
lost his marbles.
pretty much, yeah. That's kind of normal. But as you guys know, we were doing a whole drive to get Alpha Cruz to evolve to a streamer because that's his passion. And thanks to the help of everybody here, that has officially occurred. And today, I want to give you the first presentation live from Alpha on his brand new streaming system. So, Mr. Alpha Cruz himself, what's up, brother?
Hey, Alpha.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh, flip, it looks like my network's been a problem tonight, but yeah, look, I even got a mic in front of me.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey,
It's got cool
Alpha,
colors.
I
It's
gotta
got cool
say,
colors.
I can hear you clearly tonight. Usually I have problems with that. This is great.
Oh yeah, because it's usually this, yeah, and it's
Yeah.
kind of 50-50. But like,
Right.
I figured out the perfect because I've actually spent what? I think we won a call for like 3-4 hours or Serenity the other night, just trying to figure out where to place the mic and how much distance I need, what kind of level of speaking I need to be at to be as audible as possible. It was quite interesting. It's been
There's a lot
been a very
involved.
interesting journey.
It has been. And for those who want to see Alpha with his new toy, there it is. That's what I was looking for. So let me bring this up. There you go, guys. There is Alpha's new dream to stream come true thanks to all of you. So thank you again for that.
Yay. Way to go, community.
It's so beautiful.
I love it. Love it. Now, one person who pushed us over the line to make Alpha's dream to stream come true was none other than Mr. Dylan Schwartz. What's up, Dylan?
Oh, not much. Not much. Just hanging out and watching the stream on my TV.
Nice.
Every week it's does something different, right? Last week, it was 2 weeks ago. It was the monitor.
Doing
the
these.
I got one of those. Spaceship.
Yeah, I got
Thanks-
spaceships
Thank
here.
You, thank you so much for my spaceship,
Spaceships
Dylan.
there.
I love my spaceship.
Whoa, that's a lot of spaceships. What are you
And-
planning?
A bunch of spaceships here. And a bunch of these over here charging to head out to deployments. Yeah. And that up there.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, that's cool. We're on big screen. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I gotta like go
Jumbotron.
all the way back here just to like see everything.
Hi, me. Wow, if I look at me and that's kind of confusing. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got everybody up on stage now, guys. So yeah, right now the markets are crazy, and Sai, we've talked about this on Rags to Riches. We broke down the rules of solvency, but there's a lot of news. There's a lot of things going on that's got a lot of people scared. And Nexus, brother, I know you've got the inside track on this to give us some solid information. So, man, I'm just cutting you loose. Let us have it. What do you got for us?
I've been cooking first off a little bit. I gotta rewind because you asked Cyril for some comments on the Iowa tax thing.
Yes.
Or Idaho, excuse me.
Yep.
Pardon me. Yes. So in essence, I took a couple notes. Just worth noting. Things to understand about the Idaho tax thing is that a 30 base point reduction in taxes is almost certainly going to result in a reduction in budget or a reduction in services as a result of budget. Like there's some pretty obvious sort of second order impacts from that are going to result. Honestly, most significant thing on that very brief article is probably the reduction of precious metal capital gains loss. That's going to incentivize Idahoans to invest in gold, silver, aluminum, tungsten, basically anything we'd consider a precious metal, platinum, the list goes on.
Right. Okay. And that's what's funny is Idaho, its number one export is precious gems and minerals.
Mm-hmm. So they're incentivizing their own citizens to invest in those things, which are, in a way, local businesses, which essentially amounts to the government incentivizing a form of reinvestment if you kind of stretch that second order out.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, so what's next on the agenda? Do we want to talk about the summit, or do we Mark? Because I could keep going on the tax reductions for corporations. Since most individuals don't own a corporation, so if you're a small business and you're going to benefit from being an Idaho corporation, then hey, a tax reduction's always good, right? Like that's always going to be beneficial.
Absolutely. And that's something that Wild Angel might definitely need some information about. And let's see. We got CK. Who's CK?
He's our friend.
CK is a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. Hi, CK. Welcome to the party, buddy.
I'm not sure if his audio is set up properly yet, because he was talking about having issues hearing the rest of us.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, you're up here, CK. So when it starts working, let us know, brother. See, and so what rate over... What? Oh, okay. You're talking about the gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm so confused. And Wild Angel, by the way, or not Wild Angel, Hope Giver, Rose says, we love the hand towels your mom made us for Project Duck Depression. We have them displayed in our living room where everyone can see them.
We do, actually.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I love it. Let's see, you were really quiet and you cut out a lot before, so happy you got an upgrade. Okay, I'm trying to get caught up on the comments, guys. I'm sorry if I'm missing anything here. Man, we bounced around so much. So what else were we bringing up Nexus for? I know there was a couple things.
Social Security.
Social Security, yes, thank you.
Oh.
That Social Security article.
Security bump.
Yes. That's where things can get things with Social Security are always going to be complicated because we're dealing with essentially, let's all be honest, a 100-ish plus year old system at this point that was designed for one world, but the world it was designed for basically no longer exists. And that we're seeing with Social Security on the macro level a strange convergence in data points wherein there's less people working because there's less people able to get jobs. So there's less people paying into Social Security to support more new people needing to take out of Social Security to pay for their retirement until they're dead. And part of this is, if you talk to some people, it's like, oh, it's all the medical age thing fault. Like, we're just living healthier, living longer. That's not true. I disagree with that. I don't think that's the case, but some people are saying that's part of the reason this is happening. There's solutions to this, but it's going to get painful in the short term. And I'm already seeing like friends, people in my state on the local level, like already struggling, especially with the Department of Governmental Efficiency coming in and hacking things up. Now it's a special degree of hell to try to deal with any kind of state or federal level bureaucracy.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, because I brought this article back up again real quick here. So now this is saying that the Social Security Fairness Act eliminates the windfall elimination provision and government pension offset, which reduced Social Security benefits from about 3.2 million public sectors retirees. Now, the law is in effective date retroactive to January 24th. So we're talking about actually giving more money back to the people. I guess this is something that was instituted back in the Biden administration. Now they're eliminating it, and they're going to retroactively pay some people on Social Security.
I was going to say we live in the era of political reciprocity now. So the new administration will roll back anything the old administration did, basically no matter what it was, as a matter of sort of spite at this point. And that's what you're seeing here. So it was like, oh, Joe Biden touched it. Oh, we've got to kill it. Joe Biden touched it. We got to get rid of it, guys.
Right. Now, but the question is, from what I just read on this, and I didn't do a lot of deep dive into this, but I do know that, like Hope Giver, did get her Social Security reduced about a year or so ago, 6 months, a year, something like that. I don't remember the exact date. So is this actually what they're talking about? They're going to remove that, which is going to get them repaid? Is that how I'm reading this? Is that correct?
Oh, they're just retired government people. Cyril, you tell them what's really going on.
It does date retroactively to January 2024, so that would have been last year, right? So right. Yeah, it would essentially repay the difference of whatever she had it reduced over the previous year.
Wouldn't it depend on why it was reduced? Because I heard two very specific things in that article: government pensions and windfall. I heard two specific things, and if her reduction was not,
it reduced Social Security benefits for about 3.2 million public sector retirees who also receive pension income. So unless that applies to her, then no, she would not.
But she gets Percy, and that is, I believe, considered public sector. Because the Idaho.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it'll go back up, Mom. I really hope it does.
So, yeah, I was hoping you guys would have a little bit more information or knew some research on this that maybe we hadn't heard of. But, if you're wondering if this is going to affect you, go out and do some research. Reach out to whoever it is. I don't know. You guys, who would they contact to find out if they are affected by this or not? Any ideas?
Almost certainly going to be your local governmental clerk's office. If they'll take your phone call, you might be on a wait for a while because there's going to be a lot of people having the same kinds of questions. But otherwise, I would assume that you would want to talk with your financial planners or your wealth management folks, because they will be the ones most schooled in how the elimination of these two things will affect you if you are benefiting from Social Security payments, or specifically you're a public sector retiree. If you were a public sector retiree, this will probably almost certainly affect you negatively. I'm sorry about that. But the wording of this is pretty clear. And the windfall elimination provision is basically, according to the government themselves, they say It's a formula used to adjust Social Security worker benefits for people who receive, quote, non-covered pensions, end quote, and qualify for Social Security benefits based on other Social Security covered earnings. And a non-covered pension is defined as a pension paid by an employer that does not withhold Social Security taxes from your salary, typically state and local governments or non-U.S. employers.
I pay plenty in Social Security tax, and I work for the state.
Welcome to Idaho.
Yeah.
Okay, so it might be something that affects you if you've got Social Security. So, Mom and anybody else out there who is retired collecting Social Security, you might reach out to your financial advisor to find out, how does this affect you? Is there anything you have to do, or does it affect you? So, just want to give you some information, something to be aware of.
Yeah, this is some pretty niche stuff. According to the government document in 2022, the windfall elimination provision only applied to 3.1% of all Social Security beneficiaries. So we're talking 3 in 100 people here. It's a pretty small amount of people who are benefiting from this, but still definitely talk to your financial manager.
Right, exactly. So, we also have Angel again. Okay. So those are the articles I want to bring up and get your guys' opinion on that. So one last piece of crypto thing, rabbit hole we're going to go down, then we'll shift gears on everybody to get the party. Well, we're already in a party. But of course, today we had the this crypto summit. I mean, we're all excited about
Crypto
that.
Summit!
Yeah, that had to be awesome, right? Everybody's jacked. All right, we're going to have some super huge information. Everything's going to the moon. Life's going to be great. So Nexus, is life going to be great, buddy? What happened?
Well, guys, the Crypto Summit was scheduled for 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and as per his usual from my personal experience of waiting for his events, the President of the United States was late by about 30 or 40 minutes. It took about 30 or 40 minutes for the live stream to start, and once it started, you could see basically everybody who was anybody in the industry of note in the past 5 years was in the room. You had Brian Armstrong, you had CZ Finance was there, you had Michael Saylor, you had the Kraken guys were all there, the Bybit people were there, the Solana people were there, basically everybody was there. Charles Hoskinson was there, Sergey Nazarov of Chainlink was there, but just about everybody was in this shot in this room. And for about 20 minutes, the whole stream, for about 6 minutes, they talked about football, as in soccer. I kid you not. They congratulated a bunch of crypto people for getting Trump elected. Everybody thanked Trump for being nice to the industry, and then they announced that they wanted to do the reserve, and then the text of the document came out. The document essentially said, we're not going to sell any Bitcoin or altcoins, but we're not going to buy any either. We're just going to seize them via civil asset forfeiture from criminals and add them to the government pocket. And also, Chainlink is awesome. They let the Chainlink guy speak for a while, and then by the time that was done, the camera unexpectedly shuts off. All the feeds cut off, and the White House thanks us all for watching, while we all sit there wondering what happened. And
What the hell?
yeah, from there, it's just been a series of press releases about stuff people said from media who were actually still able to remain in the room.
That sounds like most government meetings, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's about right.
Efficiency at its finest.
Yeah, so that was and that was the sum of the government summit was 20 minutes in the room, 6 of which they talked about soccer, football, and that was the crypto summit.
I was excited to find out what the hell happened. I'm not so excited anymore. Right? I'm not going to lie to you.
That was very underwhelming.
Yes, it was. That was the experience. Watching was this is all very underwhelming. You put all these people in this room. Most of them aren't really going to get a chance to even speak, or their comments were written down and reported to us later. And about the only thing to come out of the whole thing is that they ordered the IRS to rescind and amend all previous IRS crypto guidance and, quote, end the regulatory weaponization against digital assets, end quote.
Woo-hoo.
So there's your good news. Out of the mundanity came this very good piece of news.
That is great. And wasn't it like, what's it, Ripple that was trying to use regulation to weaponize, I don't know,
Yes,
suppose,
sir.
weaponize regulation to block other crypto?
Yes, sir, they did indeed do that. They wanted their own little monopoly. Sam Bankman-Fried secretly tried to get his own little monopoly. And he did his, and this is my other sort of secret news, guys, in case y'all missed it. Sam Bankman-Fried did a highly publicized interview with Tucker Carlson just yesterday. That came out. And I'll be completely frank with y'all. I watched that whole thing. And that man's a joke. He's still a joke. He will forever be a joke. And Tucker Carlson basically asked him straight up, like, yo, the crypto industry basically spent like, $750 million to get Trump elected, and he's going to let y'all do whatever the heck you want. Are you sort of surprised that you donated like $50 million to the Democrats and they sent you to prison like a political prisoner? Which, just by asking that question, I'm being kind of uncharitable with my characterization, but just by asking the question, he gives the game away. Like, oh, you spent money on these political donations, and you expected them to slap you on the wrist and let you out of criminal charges because you gave them money. It's absurd. I wouldn't, like, even if I was a hardcore Democrat, I would never want Democrats to just let Sam Bankman-Fried out of frickin' jail because he gave them money. The man's a scammer. He needs to stay locked up. So this idea that it like, oh, okay, like Ross Ulbricht is out of prison because his family donated to the Trump campaign. Like, what is going? I don't. I feel like I've entered an alternative universe in which like on-chain corruption is legal and acceptable as long as we're like honest about our corruption.
Yeah, I mean the SEC said no crying in the casino, right? Like that was their response now. When the government said, "All right, give us an actual ruling," they basically said no crying in the casino. You know what you're getting into. Don't come crying to us when you get scammed.
I could read the official SEC stance, but that literally is the too long didn't read version of the SEC's ruling on meme coins is they're collectibles. If you lost money on it, too bad, so sad. No crying in the casino, plebe.
Now, let me tell you, because this is a great thing here. Not that, but the gentleman sitting below me, right down there to the right, CK, he has his finger on the pulse of crypto Twitter, I will say, better than most people I've seen. CK, tell us,
Hey,
what
up?
the hell does crypto Twitter think about all of this nonsense?
So what's up, everyone? Nice
Hi.
to see you. Hey, Serenity, hey, everyone.
Hey, buddy, good to have you.
Yeah, thanks.
As crypto Twitter's translator, I hope you approved of my summaries.
Yeah, no, so I mean, everyone's calling it crime season, and that's like the joke. The running joke is like, this is not all season; it's crime season. So all the people that have been rug pulling for the last year, like, pretty much got their get out of jail free card, and they're all just running with it now, and they're just doing it again, basically, and over and over and over again. Same people. I'm not going to name names, but it's the same crews.
They know who they are. We know who they are. It's cool, bro.
Yeah. But, same thing. They're kind of celebrating it as crime season and just continuing to do it. I think Nick Cannon dropped a coin the other day, and
Sir?
then Kanye was supposed to
I think he's backing off, or maybe he fell off the gas for a minute and got lucid and decided that was a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the shirts he was selling wasn't a great publicity stunt either. But yeah. So I mean, that's kind of crypto Twitter. It's been actually surprisingly ever since. I'm sure you're aware of the LA vape cabal. Do you know who that is? Like Frank and Thread Guy.
The LA vape cabal.
So ever since they got like in trouble after it was a couple weeks ago.
The Libra token was their big sort of nuclear bomb, mostly.
Yeah, they've been silent, so it's been actually a little slow because they've gone on. They haven't tweeted in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Those people.
They've been sleeping longer than Hawk Tuah Girl did.
Yeah. The world's longest nap everyone takes after they scam a couple mil, apparently. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, I would say.
No, and that's good to know, because I mean, it's one of those where we're getting a lot of new faces in here. We're making these connections. We're building this community. And guys, we're trying to keep you safe. We're trying to let you know what's going on. And we've been doing this for a couple of years here. We had the entire Rags to Riches series. We talked about the rules of solvency. Cyril planned this out. I mean, he drew it out for us in crayon. Guys, here's what's going to happen. Here's what you can expect. And sure enough, it's all coming to fruition. And it's just like Nexus and KC are telling us, okay, this is what you can expect and this is what to watch out for. So it's really, really important to come in here, hang out with us, and find out what's happening, because there's a lot of new faces coming in. And what we're trying to do here is warn everybody about what is occurring, so they don't come in and just get blindsided like most of us had to learn through trial by fire. I know I did. After the last cycle, it was unpleasant. Hopefully we can save some people on that. And that's kind of why the topic tonight, which is connections and conclusions. Because really, when we go out, when you meet somebody, you go to a new event, you show up to the show, whatever it is, you're looking for one of two things. You're either looking to make a connection, or you're looking to close the door on an avenue you've been on for a while. And you're looking for either a way to do it, how to do it, whether it's effectively or smoothly, or just get the hell out of Dodge, whatever it is. But you're looking to make a connection or get the hell out of something. One of the two. That's our biggest reasons in life for doing things. And so that's kind of why tonight's topic is connections and conclusions. So I strongly urge you, make the connections. Talk to these people here, get to know the community, and try to pass on to somebody else so they don't end up at a conclusion before they ever had a chance to even start the game. Because right now it's scary. It's it's crime season, like you said, man. That's terrifying. There's actually a name for it. Does that frighten anybody else but me?
Yeah, and they celebrate it, but yeah, I don't.
Right.
Not my tribe. Not my tribe.
Well, you're part of our tribe now, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Alpha, are you spraying water up there, man? What are you doing over there? I missed it.
Yeah, I've been seeing that crime season all over crypto Twitter. It's been interesting. I've been spending a lot more time on Twitter. It's a very interesting place to be, especially now. Oh my goodness, people are all over the place. One day they're, Bitcoin to the moon. The next day, like not even the next day, 5 hours later, they're like, screw Ethereum and everything that they're doing. You're just like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean?
See, I'm gonna loop all this back right now. So you know how earlier you said your network is your net worth, right? Just like I always say. Part of the reason why I'm able to always be on the cusp of what we call the predictions of calculating out where the market's going to go is because I got awesome people in my corner, like CK, who are constantly dumping news articles from their little section of the world, just like I will occasionally, and I'm sure many of you up here on stage have had it happen at least once, of dumping a news article in your DMs. It's my way of keeping you updated in the niche that I'm involved. And because doing that allows all of us to be aware of so much more, and we can see more of the bigger picture. And that's why working together is how you make change. Keep that in your mind.
Absolutely. Well said. And, honestly, so that's the whole reason for Down Home Crypto, is to bring all these people together in one place and to get this information to you. So, Alpha, as the main Discord moderator, I think we definitely need to reach out to Nexus and to CK down there and make them a channel so they can dump that information on a regular basis. And let's get it out there. Let's get everybody alerted to what's going down. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I'm in. Instead of just sending it to Cyro, I'll just put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever you want. Just let me know.
Yeah,
Add me to the channel. Yeah, I'm in.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you. And yeah, the whole thing we're here for is to try to educate, to try to let the people learn at their own pace and get all the information, not biased, not because we're partners with that guy or friends with this dude. It's like, hey, all information is fair game as long as it's organized and kept fairly clean. Try not to gum up the general chat, please, everybody. We've had a few people put like long stories, which are great stories, but they really need their own channel. So yeah, Alpha, if you would, brother, let's make that happen. Let's get the community growing. Let's get them informed.
We can consider it done.
That's my man. Love it.
I forgot where the camera is for a moment.
Perfect. So I'm going to shift gears here real quick. So Smiley, we're hearing a lot of stuff about the Twitter crime season. Now, I know you've been spending a lot of time in X doing your stream stuff like this. How has that affected your journey as a spokesperson for Rogue? And because I know you got streams going all the time over there.
Oh dear, you're gonna ask me something hard, huh?
I've been nice to you all night. Come on, dear. It's one hard question.
Are you asking me what my responsibility is, or what do you specifically are asking me?
How do you feel that X is growing and evolving? Do you feel that it's becoming more of like the crime season analogy space, or is there still good stuff over there? What do you think?
Oh yeah, of course there's always good stuff. You gotta go look for it though, and you have to,
I'll support her and add that the algorithm does creators like security folks no favors. Squelches us instantly. Like we're basically never gonna get amplified or heard. Like it makes it impossible at points.
No,
So you're saying the good people are getting squelched?
Yeah, because it's not interesting to like learn about the disaster as it's happening or try to protect yourself from a scam before that actually happens. Like it's so frustrating to see like the huge key opinion leaders who are shilling people absolute trash tier garbage get huge amounts of engagement and likes and attention in coins that are already, as Alpha Cruz is pointing out, insider KOL garbage. Like when you put all that together, you get the people who are trying to educate you on how to keep your wallet safe, what's good tools to use, all of that stuff. No, you don't get to hear or see any of that because that stuff gets 10 likes, 15 likes, 20 likes. And then you look at, Frank D. God's going, let's send this shit to $500 million. And it's got like 20,000 likes. And I'm just like, bro, what is going on here? I keep telling people that I just think that gambling drives attention. And that people love a good gamble. And they even more love a good train wreck. So if you're a living train wreck factory, if you manufacture train wrecks for a living, it's no wonder Frank D. Gods and these types do so well.
That's true. Good.
You've heard me say it before. I know you have. We live in an attention-based economy. How much attention you generate equates to money, no matter how you slice it. It's the filthy fact of it all. Just make sure that as you're growing that attention, you turn that money into utilizing it to benefit and grow the area around you and the people around you too, right?
But I just have to say, for those of us who require a higher attention span or from our audiences, this is painful because I refuse to treat my audience like they're 5-year-olds who have a goldfish attention span.
Now, I do want to jump in and say something. Now, here's something I can say because I don't do well when asked questions. But on this topic, I thought it was really interesting. So we were talking with the CEO of one of the projects that we really like and we're kind of partnering with. And he said that one of the things that he liked most about us is our community. He said, you don't have a huge community, but the people in your community are authentic and they love being here, and everybody talks all the time and chimes in, and we don't restrict very many people. We just kind of let it all come out naturally, and just everybody can have their opinion and share and their experience. And that's what I've always kind of been about, trying not to look at the numbers, because some of my spaces are bigger than others, and I just try not to even focus on that and just say, hey, I have something to share. Whoever listens to it, great. And if you get something out of it, that's even better. And so, yeah, I love community building, but I want it to be real. And so that's what I thought. It was really cool that he noticed our community was a good one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is very important. And, I got to say, as a full-time content creator, it's tough. I understand, Smile. It is rough, especially when getting paid is all about the numbers. And unfortunately, you have to get those numbers. You have to get some kind of viewers to get any kind of paycheck. I don't know anything about a paycheck, but that's what they tell me. You're supposed to get paid for this. I don't know where. But at the same time, it's one of those, like you guys are talking, you get these KOLs that are just showing everything on the planet. And some of these are ones that I first learned from. And I got in, it's like, okay, they seem respectable. They seem good. And now I see them a couple years later. It's like, I just got to pump everything out there. And, I refuse to do that. I don't know if I'm glad I'm not the only one, Smiley. I'm glad that you're the same way. It's like, no, I'm going to put the real information out there. I'm going to tell people, don't listen to me. Do your own research. Decide for yourself. But this is what I'm excited about. And if you want to follow me, great. And if you don't, that's cool too. Just happy to have you with us.
I think that's the funny part, eh? People don't actually want to do the research themselves. That's why they follow all these KOLs and everything. They're just like, they did the research. They know better than me. I'm just going to dump my money. And you're just like, oh my goodness, you bloody idiot. And I'm just going to compound on what Nexus says earlier. Like, the posts that will maybe speak about the distributions of some kind of tokens, like Libra, the garbage KOL nonsense. There will be posts about people saying, oh, but look at the distribution. You're going to get absolutely rigged. People are going to be like, nah, screw that. It's like, maybe it'll get 5,000 impressions, but in the post about by this KOL, it's like, buy this, it's going to pump to 100x by tonight. 6 million impressions, and you're like,
Yeah.
It's like you want to get ragged. It's like people.
Yeah. I have an update. I have a literal update from Bubble Maps on the Libra situation. Hayden Davis never refunded the $100 million, and it's now down 13 million.
Wow.
842 likes, 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, and we could go on about the ICOs that never launched and the founders just took the money, like Prime Season. But, and then on the other points, on what Alpha was saying, to piggyback off that, I tend to call out projects that are scamming or rugging a lot. And that has gained me more enemies, I would say, than friends. Because then you're fudding, basically, their bags. And then they don't like you, even if it's the truth. So it's like, I don't know, lose-lose, really.
Well, you know
It
what
really
else
is.
burns me too is you'll like share something, an opportunity to invest, and their first question is not what is this? It's how much money can I make? And I'm like, you don't even know what it is. And so it's like that's the mentality in this space, and it's really hard to combat that and educate when they just don't kind of even want to know half the people. They just want to know what can it get me.
Exactly. And
Well, this
you know,
is
Smiley,
driven.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. This is a very me-driven society and culture now. Everything is what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of it? Not what are they doing and what are they destroying by doing this?
That's
It's
absolutely right. That's the extractive
insane.
nature.
Right.
You're absolutely right, Wild Angel. And
I
it's
was
only
in
going to
a-
get worse if we keep seeing more pump funds. Like, it's only going to
Yeah.
get worse.
It is. And so, Smiley, I got to give you huge kudos here, dear, because you're doing something that I'm also trying to do in my own way. And, we're not going to be the biggest. We're not going to be the most popular. But I've noticed that you are very much...
Dude.
Okay, you will be. I won't. You're cuter than me. That's totally it.
No, Don't put yourself down or anticipate you're not going to be big. You don't know that. You got to, have some goals.
Well, I have goals, but
this is why I love Smiley.
I did the same thing to her, so it's only fair. It's like, okay, thank you. You're right. But I want to give you kudos, dear, because you and I are on a very similar journey, and I've noticed something that we both tend to focus on. And I want to give you kudos for this because, I always like to say, don't listen to me, don't listen to anybody else, but I've actually shifted my content to eliminate earning potential. I've tried to really kind of push that out and really go more, what does it do? What is this? How do you set it up? How does it work? What kind of upgrade capabilities are there down the road for this hardware? Not what you're going to make. Just like I shared earlier about the Deep device. I don't know what it's going to make. It doesn't have a TGE. I don't care about that. What I do like about it is the hardware is expandable. I really like sharing the tech information, not the financial information. And I notice you've been doing the same thing too, Smiley, and I think that's great, dear.
Well, and something I really like about the Deep Project, I'm just going to call them out, and Nate Harper, their CEO, he is so focused on decentralization in that he won't even sell a large percentage of his devices to any one investor. And he will only sell enough devices that he can actually support at this time. He'll release more later when he has more work, but he's not going to oversell or overextend himself. And I'm like, I wish there were more people like that in the space. I thought that was pretty cool.
It is.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
He told me no. I wanted to buy 1,000. He told me no.
That's great. Hey, somebody told you no, Dylan? I'm amazed.
I love it. Somebody besides me said no. All right.
Yeah, I thought
I like
almost
him more
cried, and then Smiley's over here cheering him on. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You're like, give me 1,000. So he's like, nope. Smiley's like, yes, don't do it. Don't give it to me. He doesn't deserve it.
No. I love it. I love it. And so I'm going to shift gears because, guys, I definitely want to do a little promotion here. So I'm going to do a little bit of shilling. So I'm going to put everybody on pause for a sec. Okay? Because when good people stand out, when good things stand out, just like we talked about here before, it's hard to get the good information out there. So there's two people that I want to call out right now. Now, this is something as near and dear to my heart, as you guys know, is Project Duck Depression. Now, right now, especially in the uncertainty, all of us are fighting some level of depression, of stress, of uncertainty in life. We don't know what's going down. And believe it or not, you can help make people's day just by spreading little ducks around. It's just like saying please and thank you at the cash register. Have a nice day. If somebody finds a little duck, it really does make their day. We left these all over Denver. So I strongly urge everybody, please do me a huge favor. Make sure to jump out on Facebook, like Project Duck Depression, share it with a friend, and start taking pictures. Get yourself some little ducks that cost absolutely nothing. Start laying them around, and I guarantee you're going to make people smile. And right now, we need as many smiles in this world as we can. So please do me a huge favor. Check out Project Duck Depression. And Wild Angel, how did the ducks fly around Denver? How did people respond?
Oh my gosh. It was amazing. I saw so many people, they'd be like, wait, what is that? It was great. But then they'd smile. It confused them for a second. But then there was a lady who was at the Genzio booth. And she said the ducks actually saved her while she was at East Denver. She is on the spectrum. And she normally had little resin or glass mushrooms in her pocket. So it was her tactile, her anchor point. Her ducks disappeared. I mean, her mushrooms kind of disappeared. And Genzio had ducks at the table that we had dropped off. And she picked up 3 or 4 and started rolling them in her hands. So instead of overstimming and disconnecting, she was able to pick up those ducks and reconnect with the world around her. It just gave her an anchor. It was fabulous. I'll tell you, when we were unpacking, it was late at night and I just wanted it done. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I found a stray duck in the suitcase. And it was like, It was a pink one or a yellow one. I can't remember. It's on my shelf, but it was like, I found a duck. I got paid for unpacking. It was great. So even those of us who, leave the ducks habitually, still get a little boost from getting a duck.
We do, absolutely. So, guys,
Confirm.
yeah. So, yes, definitely follow Project Depression. Si, I'm going to turn it over to you in one sec, because there's one other place I really want everybody, if you're watching this right now, I don't care if you like and subscribe to this channel. I hope you do. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're going to keep coming back. But one person, I want to ask everybody, please, do me and our family here a favor, because we're trying to get the word out, and we're not just doing it by being here on stream every week. In fact, one of our beloved brothers is doing it through music. So here's what I would love for all of you to do, is make sure to copy down this link. Go out and check out Sonic Siren Studios, because there is some amazing music about things that are occurring every day right now in our world. How we can make a difference. How we fight these depression. How do we fight big business or big government stuff? How do we deal with these? And in fact, the amazing mind behind Sonic Sirens happens to be with us right now. That's none other than Mr. Cyril here himself. So, Cy, brother, tell us a little bit about Project Depression and Sonic Siren Studios.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, Project Depression, as you all have heard many times before, is about, just spreading awareness for, mental health and, putting smiles on people's faces. And you all get to, you have experienced how it affects your life, the connections that you make and the people that you meet, the conversations that you have, the connections. It's important, right? So spread some ducks, because depression sucks. So,
I love it.
And then Sonic Siren Studios, I make that music to kind of convey emotion, convey thought, convey some teachings, and if I think they'll resonate with you depending on what it is. Hope you enjoy.
I've heard some of your music, Si, and it's soul touching. It's great.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
Yeah,
And I like to tell people with Project Depression, we're kicking depression in the teeth one quack at a time.
Ha ha ha! I love that. That's a good slogan.
There you go. I gave you one.
We got to put that on a shirt.
Kicking depression one quack at a time.
Exactly.
Depression merch coming.
Okay, so those are my spews. I really wanted to get those out there because, just like we were talking a bit ago, it's really hard to get the good information out there. So what we need is your guys' help. So make sure to go out and follow these guys and share these. Make sure to leave a comment, because that's what really resonates to the world out there and lets the algorithm know people should be checking it out. So the more comments you leave, at least 5 words or more, really, really helps. So if you would please, guys, follow Project Duck Depression and follow Sonic Siren Studios, because both of those really need the support to get the good information out there to help make a change in this world. Always great to, okay. I love when I pause and nobody talks.
Oh, sorry. I was catching up on the comments.
I was trying to read the comment. I have no access to my chat, because every time I tried to look at the chat, that's when I end up jumping off the stream and having to get back on, because I'm on my phone.
Hey, the phone's working.
It is.
Yeah, I had that problem a lot when I was on mobile because of electricity.
Right. Well, the Chromebook, it lagged so bad a couple weeks ago. I'm just like, I am not going to deal with that. So we went to smaller screen, but better connectivity.
I mean, it's an improvement.
We do what we do, right?
Right. And it's all about connection. I mean, that's really why all of us are here. I mean, all of us are hoping to make some gains. We're hoping to make some nice trades or some investments for the future. Obviously, we're playing the money game. But even more valuable is the connections out there. And so, I'm really kind of curious. So, Smiley, as far as your adventure in Denver, if you had to point out one connection you made that stood out from all the rest, what would it be, and why is it so important?
You mean one person?
Or project, or any connection you made? Yeah.
There
What
wasn't
made
just one, it was all of them. It was like meeting everybody that I wanted to meet in person. I mean, these are people that I've wanted to meet for a long time. I mean, okay, I think I shared this one story before, but so stop me if you've heard it, but it was really kind of funny. So I really, really admire Ken Anderson from Tashi, and I, listened to all his streams and everything, and I was just really hoping to meet him. And he walks up to the desk because I was at the check-in table at Deep End Dinner. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Ken Anderson. And I ran around and I gave him a big hug. And then he stepped back and he said, who are you? And I did not realize that my name tag had flipped over, so he couldn't read my name. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's thinking that I'm just this crazy woman that ran over and attacked him. And I was so mortified. I'm like, Smiley? And he's like, oh, Smiley. And then we had a really good talk, but it was like, okay. But I was so excited to meet all these amazing people. So there wasn't just one person or one project. It was the fact that these were all these people that I've been following and interacting with and talking to actually see them as a person is totally different. And so it was really cool. And then since then, I've had so many people now message me and saying, oh, it's so great to meet you. And everybody seems to be warmer, as if, oh, she is actually real. And yes, she really is a girl. And so it was very just amazing and great, such a great experience. So I'm hoping to do more events in the future.
Like it. So I gotta agree. It was definitely life-changing for sure, and we're going to be at a lot more of them. But now, of course, connections you don't have to do in the physical world. So, CK, just like hopping up here, brother. So let me ask you. You, of course, have a lot of different places you go, a lot of different things you can do on a Friday night. So why did you choose to come here on our crazy little tiny show with all these insane people? I don't know. Because nobody else will take us. We're here. Why would you choose here to hang out, brother?
To be honest, I mean, you guys are super cool. I ran into you in Denver, and you guys in Denver and stuff. And the poker game was fun and all. But no, I mean, ever since I turned 30, I guess, and that's probably might be young or old. I'm not sure. I kind of stopped going out and stuff. And I prefer to build, honestly, and work. Now, I wouldn't say work. Like, I build like my hobbies, I guess, like on the weekends. Like, I'm having fun, like I'm coding something right now for like my project, and that's more fun to me than like going to a bar and like just talking to some people I'll never see again. I don't know. I might be weird. You could say I'm introverted. I don't know, but like this is more fun, and you guys are more like, I guess, like my type more. You know what I mean? I don't know if that even makes sense. I'm kind of rambling here.
It totally makes sense.
It makes
We're happy
perfect
you
sense.
Came.
Yeah.
And CK, it just dawned on me when you said poker game who you were. That's why I was like, oh, yeah, got it.
I know you.
Now the connection is there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like soft. I'm like soft docs. Yeah.
Right. No, I love it. And by the way, Smiley put the comment, make us sound pathetic. We're not pathetic, actually. And this is the point I'm trying to do one of those, what do you call it? The mind games, whatever you call it. Because a lot of people out there probably feel pathetic. They're like, I could be out partying on a Friday night. I could be there, but I'm sitting here watching Freaky Friday with these insane people up here. They're not normal, obviously. But you know what? That's what makes it great. Because we're not normal. We're not the go with the rest of the sheep. We're all go against the grain kind of people. And man, personally, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of all of you being here because all of you are the type that are going to go against the grain. We're not going to go with the tide just because all the sheep are going that way. Nah, man, we're going the other direction. And
we're all wolves, just like.
Oh yeah.
I feel pathetic every single day. I feel like I'm trying to stop a leak on the Titanic with a Band-Aid, bros and sisters. Like,
I'll give you some bubble gum. You can cram at the coals.
Well, and it's kind of cool because CK's on here, and I've seen his face, and he just kind of spilled that he's kind of into the coding, and so I'm just getting into the designing. So there might be a connection there for next year's hackathon or buildathon.
There you go.
Totally. We just put in 4 submissions for the Move Hackathon for each category. But
wow.
the Aptos team told us that they can't let us win all 4 categories.
Why not?
So they're only gonna let us win one of them. And I was like, it's all good. Thanks for letting me know.
I would so love to get some experience actually designing with projects and learning how to make that work, because I kind of caught the designing bug while we were there.
Go Wild Angel. You should.
Yeah, we could connect after this or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually building right now. Like, this is not a shield my project at all. I'll make it very quick. But my project is like a trading, AI trading crypto platform, and I'm making like the thing right now. You know, when you make like a good trade on a platform, and like you can do the share image comes up like with like the percentage gain you made and like what trade it was in the pair. So like I'm building that right now actually while we're doing this and stuff. So
I love it. And by the way, guys, I want to share a quick story. So while we were at ETH Denver, I was walking through this crowded casino in the middle of the aquarium, which was crazy. It was fun. It was like sardine cans. I mean, we were so packed in, it was nuts. And all of a sudden, I heard this, "Hey, you're Cyro's friend." I went, "What?"
Nice.
Yeah, so Serenity walked by me like 8 times, and every time I was like, I know him from somewhere. I don't know where I know him from. And then I finally put 2 and 2 together. I told Cyro this. I remember it from the Pump Fun thing. I think your son came on a little bit. Remember that? Yeah. I was like,
the meme coin madness one.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's who it is.
It was great though, because it's really about connection. That's why we're all here. I mean, like you said earlier, Smile, we could appear pathetic, and for some people we would. You get a 22-year-old kid's like, "Man, I'm gonna go party and drink beer and all that." And what are we doing? We're here making these connections, and that's what this is all about. And so that's why I love being here. So I want to thank all of you for being a part of this, because we can do it without each one of you. And just looking around the stage here, all the people we've got. So, Dylan, of course, now you are the CEO of Rogue Evolution. Now, while you were in ETH Denver, I'm sure your vision and goals were different than mine on Connection. So, tell us about what kind of connections did you make, and how did that work out for you, brother?
Oh man, I was meeting with my buddy from Coinbase for a little bit. I tried to hide from projects actually because they kept taking me to the side to talk. So I escaped up top because we ran out of food, and then I still got attacked by a bunch of people. So they found me dining, so I hid my badge under my vest, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try eating my salmon in peace." But no, I made a lot of connections, a lot of CEOs from other projects looking for servers for their AI projects and secure data solutions. Even spoke with some politicians that were actually there, so didn't know they were there.
There you go. And yeah, I didn't realize I was going to run into Peter Varga again too, and then all of a sudden, like, "Hey, Peter, what's up, buddy?" And it's amazing going to those events, and it's really neat that everybody can interconnect. And just like this, we're like a small convention. This is what it's like, just a whole lot more of us. But you can always make connections out in the world, or in rooms like this. It's just like Wild Angels now is connected with CK, and I know Alpha. By the way, I'm sure you have some information about your whole coding and building thing that you got going on. There's short of drinking tequila that you should be doing, like you're saying. So
I really should be. Why am I sitting here on what's today? Saturday morning, Friday. Technically Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning. Yeah, why am I sitting here doing this? I should be drinking.
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you?
Laying out on the street, all drunk, unable to walk anymore.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Not because I'd go to jail. It'd be bad.
Yeah,
see,
me too.
See what you do instead of going out drinking. like it says in Mega Hash's song that they released before the most recent one, they tell me what to buy while they getting high. It's the best way to do crypto, I suppose. It's the only way to handle the insanity of it.
You could
Kind of
drink it
have
home.
to.
Nah. This is how I deal with the insanity of it all. See, you see that right there? It's called sugar. That's my drug of choice. And I know Serenity agrees. Oh,
I like sugar.
You know, we tried to send you sugar, and you didn't pick it up at the post office.
You're not living that one down, brother.
never. I had my sugar before the stream, so
All the sugar
That's
came
pretty
back.
Stay home, do crypto stuff, build info, build wealth, build network. You can party in 10 years. Exactly, Nexus. I agree, brother. I agree.
But yeah, I was also thinking while Sika was talking about like his busy coding, I'm just like, that's me almost every time if we do this. I'm just like sitting here on the side busy coding, and Serenity will randomly ask me a question. I'm like, flip. Okay. Oh, you asked that. let me just replay the whole conversation quickly in my head in 3 seconds. So I can answer.
It's like, what did he say? I don't remember.
Solidity made me cry.
Oh, Solidity is
Don't
yeah,
get me
it's
started.
interesting.
It made me cry.
It is
So-
interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, it compiled though. After 3 hours, it compiled, but
That's
it
a
still made
win.
me cry.
That's a win. To be honest, that's a win because oftentimes when you're coding, it can take maybe 6 hours before it actually works. It happens. You code for 10 minutes and spend 5 hours trying to make it work. Oh, Serenity.
Debug it,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I did discover one thing about it. The syntax is very similar to Excel formulas. And I live in Excel. It's all the nested little functions to make it work.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, that's not quite so foreign to me now. And so it's like, okay, there's a little bit of connection there. It wasn't quite so bad.
My biggest gripe is the what's the byte size capacity, and it's we have to make multiple contracts when you're doing like complicated DeFi projects. What is it, like 512 gigabyte? I forget what it is. But it's very
idea.
It's very small, so you gotta like split up contracts and stuff. That's my biggest gripe.
What is
Some
that?
of these dogs having
He's trying
fun.
to tempt you, Alpha.
I see that. Man, you see the problem is I don't have good eyesight, so I don't know what you're showing me.
He's showing
Soda.
you
Soda
sugary
in a cooler.
Oh, damn it.
In
Damn
a
it.
little mini fridge.
Fine. It's fine. I got my sweets. I got my
Coffee.
sweets. Now, you see, the
Creamers.
coffee is a temptation. That's a good temptation.
Yeah,
Let me
That's
tell
it.
you.
it's coffee because murder is wrong.
Well, let me tell you
Yes.
the coffee milkshake I made last night, and Rose
Ooh.
will confirm. So I did an 8-ounce strong in the Keurig of French vanilla, and then I poured it over top of a bunch of just like chocolate ice cream, right?
Mm.
And then I blended that sucker up, poured it straight out. Didn't have to add any cream, any sugar, nothing, right? Because that's what the
Ooh.
ice cream was for.
Right.
And it was nice. It was like a deep, like sweet, not like a high sweet.
Ooh.
That sounds interesting. I do have a chocolate ice cream, so I might just have to try that.
I might have to try something like that.
A little more chocolate will be good. I'm okay.
Saturday brunch, that coffee, at Saturday brunch, that would be just about right. I don't do
Yep.
coffee at night or I would never sleep.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately, with me
Okay.
doing numbers, I have to sleep.
Mm.
Otherwise,
True.
numbers turn backwards.
No.
That's bad.
Hey, I posted a 3.2 million payment today, and there was a bunch of other numbers in there, but if that had gone sideways, we would never have found that.
Mm.
So, yeah,
Yeah. You need to sleep.
I do. Yeah, ask Serenity. Me and sleep debt is really bad.
Oh, I will say,
Knock it.
I told Serenity already this. As we get a little further in, and I've gotten everything sorted, and I can do the streaming stuff nicely, I'm going to teach him how to code, and we're going to do it live. So then he's going to join the same problem we have, and I've sitting 5 hours to debug that one problem that makes no bloody sense of why it exists.
So you guys can start teaching me a little bit about coding, just in little bite-sized pieces, because I got a lot of my brain gets overwhelmed too easy with that confusing stuff.
Yeah, okay. I mean, understandable. It happens.
It gets crazy for sure.
I have a 52-year-old brain trying to learn what kids your age, Alpha, have been doing since they were walking. So, yeah.
Okay, does anybody else hear that reverberation going, or is that just me?
Yep. That's somebody.
I'm pretty sure it's coming from Alpha's mic.
Yeah.
Is that Alpha's? Okay.
Judging based off of like who is muting and stuff like that.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, well, we lost CK, so it's not him. Bye, CK! Come back, brother, come back!
Maybe some noise canceling on his mic, Serenity.
Yeah. Yeah, we've still got some stuff to set up on Alpha, because we were waiting. Alpha, did you get all your connectors we were waiting for, brother?
Yeah, I got them. So I ordered connectors. They came. They were the wrong connectors.
Oh shit.
So I just went on another trip today to go get the right connectors. I mean, yesterday. But yeah. So I got the connectors.
Okay. So, Alpha, this weekend, you and I are going to connect, and we're going to go into some test streams, and we're going to really try to fine-tune your hardware and the audio, the video, things like that, and try to fix that for you. So, that's okay. Hey, it's your first stream of your new equipment, so how is it performing?
I mean, it seems to be performing very well, except for that weird reverberation that was happening now. Not sure why that was. Maybe I had moved the table or something. Possible. Very possible. But yeah, everything seems to be working pretty well. I had a bit of a technical issue earlier where things weren't picking up, and then I plugged it into like a multi-port thing, and then the PC was like, oh, there's too many things connecting to the one USB port. You need to switch it to different ports. I'm like, God damn it. So I spent like 10 minutes. That's why I came so late into everything, trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to cable this and cable that? Cable management is clearly my worst enemy. Clearly.
It's everybody's.
And I'm OCD about cable management. I'm really bad. Should see my desk at work. It's like everything's bundled and looped together to keep it nice and neat. Cause no. Yeah,
you'd probably just redo everything. Yeah, you'd redo it all. Cause it's manageable. Look, I got it like 95% of the way there. It's just that 5% never gets there. It just never gets there. So it's like, at this point,
well,
I'm just like,
especially when you're moving stuff around, trying to get them where they need to go.
Yeah. So, hopefully I'll figure it out. Hopefully.
Hey.
And then
we get enough people here to help. So.
Oh, flip! What happened? Oh,
it's like, what did you just do?
That's currently where the on here the what's this thing called, the webcam is sitting. Because that's a little too high up there, it's a little awkward, so I just put it on there for now.
We will fine-tune that. I'll help you out where I can, brother, but we're getting close to wrapping this up. So of course tonight being connection and conclusions. Now of course we're going to conclude, and that's where we duck out, and we just had somebody duck back in. There's CK, he's back. All right, we lost you, brother. You there, CK? Maybe. Okay. We'll assume he's coming back. But, of course, all of us want to make certain connections. That's why we're here. That's why we're in this world. Gotta unmute. Okay. But I'm kind of curious. If you could connect with one person or branch or one area that you haven't made a connection with, want everybody to kind of share, where would that be? Let us know in the chat. Where would you like to connect, or who would you like to connect with? A certain person or a certain field of study or government or whatever. Maybe somebody in our community has a way to help you connect. So let's try to throw out the connections we would like to have and see if maybe somebody in here can get together and make that happen. What do you think? I want to ask you first, Alpha. So, Wild Angel, you spoke up. So if you could connect with one person or one area or one something, what person or area would you like to connect with that you don't have a connection currently with?
Well, I have a very weak connection with this one. I made some connections in design at Eat Denver with Alex Wyckoff and Kyle. I can't remember his last name, but they were phenomenal. And I kind of got the bug for design, and just getting more in touch with people who use design and interact with it so that I can learn what coders are wanting on the design side or what other designers are doing. I think that would be amazing, because I think the UI and the UX is way too complicated in most things. And I'm a low-tech kind of person. I want a low-tech design. I don't want to have to go 10 clicks to get somewhere it would take 2 or 3 to get to. So that's kind of where I want to go, is making it simpler for people to interact with this technology. And so, yeah, that's something I want to do that I can get into. And now that I'm cutting my hours back, it gives me a little more free time to do it.
There you go. So, hash rate, I've got a story to tell you, by the way, on your comment there. But everybody here, so anybody got advice of who Wild Angel can talk to, or do you have a connection that she should reach out to?
Can you just clarify or double click on exactly what you want to do with design? Is it like website design, mobile app design, just graphic design, or just everything?
I don't know. I was at that's where I'm at. I'm at the very baby stages. We were playing with Figma and getting in there and doing some mock-ups. And so a lot of what I'm trying to do want to do is projects that are coming out. Somebody like me, or people that aren't real tech savvy, try to get into these. You get into trying to buy a token. There are too damn many clicks to do that. It is too complicated. I get frustrated. I just don't do it because the interface is too complicated. I would love to get my hands on something and try to make it more user-friendly. When the screen suddenly changes, let's give people some warning. Hey, you're gonna go here. Those jumps really confuse a lot of people. All I know is we were trying to do, a mock-up. We used a phone size screen on Figma, but it was like, hey, I could maybe play with Dreaming Dragon's webpage and get it mocked up so I can take it to somebody who can code it. And CK, you don't know this, but Dreaming Dragon is my creative business. I
thought it was a person.
Yeah, smart ass. But I just want to use design to decrease the barrier to entry.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have some opportunities for you. I mean, that's
cool.
There's part of there's the front end piece of that, and that's you can compare that to Apple's iPhone when it came out. It was much simpler to use for people that aren't tech savvy, right? And then there's also the back end aspect of bridging and multi-chain and omni-chain wallets and stuff. And that becomes a disaster, you know. But if you can put
Yeah.
that under the hood, and have a nice, like, easy to use front end, it goes hand in hand, basically.
Great.
So
And
yeah,
I want to make that front side, the people facing, the consumer facing side. I want to make that easier because I'll tell you, ask Serenity. We tried to move some funds around last weekend, and yeah, no, I was starting to shut down because it was too complicated.
yeah,
Yeah.
I yeah. Yeah, a lot of, yeah. I mean, the
Yeah.
perfect example is when a new chain launches and the bridging is a complete disaster, right? Like, people don't know how to get the native gas token on that chain, and then it just becomes a complete mess, right? That's a
And
good
that's
example.
where a coder would do a lot of that on the backside, but I want something easy for people to use.
Yeah, no, that's definitely useful. I'll reach
Cool.
out because I could definitely
Cool.
probably use some help on some of the stuff I'm building.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank
Doing
you.
a few projects right now. So yeah, for sure we'll reach out.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. Connection made. All right. I love it. So, I really want to know. And guys, if you want to know, if you want to make some connections, let us know who you would like to connect with and how we can get a hold of you, because we'd love to make those connections. That's what this is all about, is making this stuff happen. And so Dylan, I'm going to go clockwise around and pick on you guys. So Dylan, if you, a connection that you haven't made or something that you would like to connect with that maybe we can help with, what do you got, brother?
For connections, I have enough connections. I've met pretty much every possible person that I would ever want to meet. Everything from the current administration to SpaceX to you name it, I've met them. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, actually.
That's okay. And hey, maybe your circle's full. Maybe you don't have room for connection. What else could we help with as a family, as a community, that we can do to help you on your journey?
Oh, just tell Smiley of projects that would help benefit third world countries, and I'll bring it to my investors, and we will help make that happen to bring infrastructure to Africa, India, so on and so forth.
Cool.
I
Awesome.
love it.
I bet.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
There you go. I bet we got a few people that know about him.
Well, I mean, someone that I've known since I was like 6 years old sits on a board for a nonprofit that actually does help out in Kenya. The company that I consult for, they are building infrastructure through a Web3 device, cellular device, that puts the mining in the hands of the people, gives them access to finance, etc. Trying to work and getting it into the education department right now. Like, that's awesome stuff too. I've put Alpha in touch with them, and I mentioned that we should chit chat about that before, I think, but I don't recall.
I think you have.
Yes,
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you
For
go.
There's a
example,
connection for you, Dylan.
yeah, I don't know if Smiley mentioned this yet, or I don't even know if I even told her, but we're currently in the process of negotiating something with SkyX for 10,000 SkyX units to send to Africa alone, and 10,000 to send to India. So
Nice.
yeah, there's some stuff in
Cool.
the pipelines.
Perfect. Well, sounds like you and Cy need to have a chat, because it looks like there's a few more connections there to be made. I love it. So, Cy, my man, you know pretty much everybody, but still, there's something we've got to be able to do to help you, to grow, to evolve, and to connect. What can we do for you, brother?
Educators or people who love to teach or share their knowledge of their industry. If you know of some who want to work towards a long-term change, send them my way.
Absolutely.
That's
I think we know a few
vague,
of those.
Cyril. Is there anything else you can elaborate on that for the media?
That's very coded.
No, I'm just saying, like if you're looking at society and you're saying that I know that this could be better, I'm just not quite sure how, right? And you, in your heart, you're good at teaching, you're good at understanding something, taking concepts that are completely foreign to people and breaking it down into a way that they can understand, right? Because that's the problem. If you live within a certain style of society, you can't visualize what it's truly like to live within a different one, right? But change comes through education and helping people to
Every day.
understand.
Every day.
Yes. So that would be my elaboration. If you know of anybody who is like that or has that in their heart, send them my way, and we'll talk.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Cyril's rewarding creative entrepreneurs who want to make the world a better place rather than just, let's min-max a paper amount of money.
Exactly. And once again, guys, make sure on Cyril's part, check out Sonic Siren Studios. So I want to throw that out there because I want to help you grow because, man, the music is awesome. It moves the soul every time. I love being a part of it.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, brother. So Alpha Cruz, I know you said you got to duck out here shortly. So my man, what can we help you on connecting or growing or evolving? How can we as a family help you out, brother?
I think the only thing I've been really trying to get is I still need an invite to Ethos Network. I cannot get the bloody invite. If you don't know what Ethos Network is, it's this new network that has come out recently, where you basically have a decentralized profile where people can review you and it builds your reputation on chain. So, some people will review you and it will be good things. Some people will review it will be bad things. So that kind of builds your reputation on chain, and it's so freaking cool. Absolutely love it. It's social credit, yeah, but it's done in a decentralized manner. Now I know a lot of security people that I follow have gotten invites and they're on, and it's like, unfortunately, none of them have invites left. I'm like, damn it, I just need an invite.
Okay, so an Ethos invite. I'm sure we can make that happen.
Yeah, it's a really cool system. Oh, and I'm still trying to work with some people and getting Serenity and me also onto streaming for Abstract. Hopefully one of them pulls through. Although, I don't know, they take so bloody long.
They do take a while. So, okay, well, I wrote down Ethos invite, and I'll make sure to throw that in the Discord too. And if anybody does know, have a connection with Ethos, definitely DM Alpha Cruz. He's the community manager at Down Home Crypto, and he's the admin, I should say, in the back end, fixing everything. So thank you, Alpha, for all the hard work you do, buddy. And yes, congrats on your new system. And we will spend some time this weekend fine-tuning that for the best audio and visual video we can get for you.
Definitely. So
Nexus, although you already have the connections and pretty much everybody hates you for it, but that's okay. We love you, buddy.
What? What are you
what you said earlier.
saying? What did I say earlier? It was like, I have all the connections. I know it. I'm not like that.
No, meaning that the connections you do have, people know you as telling the truth, and that's not the most popular, like you said. How can we help you get that truth out there, buddy?
You help me get the truth out there? Oh, well, probably the easiest thing you could do is just give me this 30 seconds to say, everybody, Wallet Guard is now embedded in MetaMask. So if you use MetaMask, you have a certain degree of wallet protection that basically will simulate and warn you and let you know, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't sign that transaction. Maybe this would be a bad idea. That's actually like really important, and it didn't used to be integrated in MetaMask. Wallet Guard was basically a security company that was spun out of the Bored Ape Security DAO, and now it's been acquired by MetaMask. And it is, in essence, like part of MetaMask. So it's just they are now one and the same. Like it's absorbed it like an amoeba. And the
Cool.
second thing I'd say is that if you're into extra security, especially if you're a Solana guy, oh my gosh, if you're a Solana guy or a Solana gal, please use Pocket Universe. Please use Pocket Universe on top of your extension. It will keep you safe. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you might need a computer to do your crypto trading to avoid some rugs, rather than just always doing it on your phone, which can be very dangerous.
I hate doing that on the phones. So, real quick, one thing. Well, what did I do? Okay, that's what I was going to do. Next is one thing I just ran across today is that MetaMask now has tax forms incorporated into it. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that, but it doesn't shock me.
Okay.
MetaMask takes fees, right? When you use if you use the MetaMask default swap, which most people probably have just used Uniswap or all sorts of other on-chain solutions for, doing their on-chain trading. Like, why would I use the default when I can go on-chain, pick a market, get low to no fees, and do it that way? Well, and the reason is because most people don't think about that. Most people just press swap. Like, I want to trade this for this, and I want all the default routing. And MetaMask and other wallet providers have for years and years and years, they've just provided their own swap routes and charged you like a couple base points on the transaction to do the trade. So I would imagine that MetaMask has a vested interest in letting everybody know that actually this is about the most we're going to help you with your taxes. And yeah. Oh, Alpha's leaving. Love you, Alpha. Have a great night.
Love you, Alpha. Night, buddy.
All right, I'm gonna go get some sleep now.
I know we're a few minutes over. Have a good night, brother.
But yeah. So that'd be what I had to sort of speculate on as far as MetaMask adding tax stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I ran across that just before the stream. I got to look at that later. So, cool.
It
Well, thank you.
probably bears with their portfolio feature, which they didn't used to have. That's kind of a new thing they've had for the past couple of years.
Yeah, probably so. And guys, keep in mind, we will have a new channel in Down Home Crypto Discord for Nexus and CK, where they're going to be sharing this information. So, man, you want to hear more of this information, get on the know what's going on, make sure to check those channels out. So, Nexus, CK, thank you guys for putting that information out there and sharing it with us. That's great.
Yeah, for sure. No problem.
Awesome.
There's an Arcan thing that was announced today. I forget. There was a marketplace, old Bitcoin marketplace that's been inactive for like 8 years, and like $400 million they transferred today. I forget what it was.
Oh, wow.
That's
I'll be checking that one out.
Yeah.
So, Smiley Girl, my favorite girl. So, what can we do to help
Wild
you?
Angel is right there.
Hello?
You're my favorite girl. She's my favorite wife. Totally different. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yes. You were saying-
Look at that look. Hey, it's just like I don't call her dear. You can ask her. I don't call her
You
dear.
don't.
No. So when I say good morning, dear, and I've gotten in trouble for this before, guys. By the way, yes, I call pretty much all women dear if I like them, not as coming onto them, but just because I don't know.
Okay, I call everybody hun.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. So you're my favorite girl. She's my favorite wife. Yeah, don't call me hun because that would be ugly. So what can we do to help you grow, to help you connect, or anything that we can do to assist you on your adventure?
No, that was not the original question. The original question is
It's
who
okay.
would you like to connect or meet with?
Right.
And I
We can do that too.
really enjoyed meeting so many people in East Denver. And there's still people that I've known in this space for years that I have not met in person. And I would love to do that. So I'm hoping I have a little list in my head of people that someday really, really want to meet. And Alpha's one of them. I'm sorry you had to bounce, but he has been, a supporter and a friend to me for years now, and I would love to meet him in person one day. So hopefully I'll get to South Africa.
Or we're going to get him here to the U.S.
There you go. But that's not as
We
fun.
may be-
I'm always trying to H1B some really smart and important people. Obviously the best people. Only the best people.
Absolutely. So, obviously, Alpha's on the top of the list. What else can we do besides connect with people? Because we're going to do a lot of that. We've got adventures. My understanding is we're going to be crashing Cyril's house, right? Going to PA?
Yeah, but that's June of 2026. It's a little ways out. Yeah.
That is a ways out. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to come up with some new adventures. Man, that's a long time to wait to go crash your party. Ice cream's going to be all gone by then.
We can't go anywhere until after 4th of July because I am in audit season.
Okay, well.
You're grounded
Fine.
until July.
Damn it.
Plus,
Mommy
I need
said I
time
can't
to
play.
thaw out. I hibernate during the winter. I need time to thaw out, okay?
Okay, that's fair. I love it. So, guys, I think that's it for this week. And all I want to say is thank you, everybody, for tuning in, for watching this live, for watching the restream, and just for joining us on this party. So, everybody up here, thank you. Because I know there's a lot of places you could be on a Friday night. And the only thing I ask is, just try to make those connections. Put yourself out there. Take that risk. Even if you don't know what you're going to say, you don't know what you're going to do. Put yourself out there, reach out, say, hey, I'm Serenity, nice to meet you. What could possibly happen? Maybe they blow you off. Maybe they don't. Maybe they think you're crazy. But there is a strong possibility they're going to say, hey, I'm so-and-so, nice to meet you, and now you've made a connection. So take the risk, put yourself out there. And there was a quick tangent. By the way, somebody had mentioned, and I forget who it was, and I do apologize, Jimmy Buffett. Yes, I am a big Jimmy Buffett fan. I totally understand where you're coming from, and I was lucky enough to get to meet, or not meet him, but go to his concert in 1998. And yes, it was an inspiring, moving thing, and to this day, Jimmy Buffett music still does have an emotional effect on me, especially Chanson pour les petits enfants, my favorite song by him. So, man, keep the music rocking. I did. I don't speak French. I barely speak English, guys. I do apologize. But open yourself up to other music. Check out Sonic Sirens. Make sure to check out Project Deck Depression. And most importantly, just be yourself. Be authentic. Be real. Make sure the world loves you for who you are and be okay to go against the grain. So I want to thank you all. I want you to have a great weekend. And I love you, and we'll catch you next Friday.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Have a great night.